You ever notice how being happy feels harder than ever? We've got everything our ancestors dreamed of. Wi-Fi, comfort, convenience. Yet somehow, peace feels impossible. You scroll, you laugh, you distract yourself. But the moment it's silent, it hits you. You're not tired, you're drained. We chase happiness like it's a reward. Another goal to unlock on our self-improvement checklist. But what if happiness isn't something you chase? What if it's something you build? One breath, one habit, one quiet choice at a time. That's what Demon Slayer teaches beneath all the blood and fire. It's not just a story about demons and swords. It's a story about psychology, stoicism, and the discipline of inner peace. Because Tanjiro's strength isn't just in his blade, it's in his mindset, his calm, his compassion, his purpose in pain. So today, we're uncovering 7 happiness habits backed by science. Habits that rewire the brain for peace, presence, and strength. And how Tanjiro Kamado lived them all without ever naming them. You ever wonder why happiness slips away so fast? You'll feel good for a moment, then it fades, and your brain's already scanning for the next problem. That's not failure. That's survival mode. When your breathing is shallow, your body flips into stress response. Cortisol floods the system, shutting down dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that make calm possible. So, if you've been on edge lately, maybe it's not your boss, maybe it's your lungs on panic mode. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn proved that slow, intentional breathing lowers cortisol and restores emotional balance. You don't need incense or enlightenment, just oxygen. Each steady breath tells your brain we're safe. And that feeling of safety, that's the foundation happiness stands on. Now picture Tanjiro under the waterfall, lungs burning, water crashing, body trembling. He doesn't resist it, he sinks with it. His total concentration breathing isn't just technique, it's how he keeps his soul from breaking under pressure. So, habit number 1 is simple. Breathe with intention. Not to escape life, but to enter it fully. Because every mindful exhale isn't running from pain, it's reclaiming peace. And peace? Well, that's the first layer of real happiness. Your brain keeps receipts. 9 things go right, 1 goes wrong. And that's the one you replay at 3 a.m. Not because you're dramatic, but because your mind spots danger faster than joy. Great for surviving saber-toothed tigers. Terrible for enjoying Tuesdays. That's where habit number 2 comes in. Gratitude. Psychologists Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough found that even 1 weekly gratitude practice increases optimism and long-term happiness. Why? Because gratitude changes what your brain looks for. It shifts the question from what's missing to what's here. Tanjiro, bloodied and breathless, faces death. Yet, what fills his mind isn't rage. It's memory, his mother's voice, his family's laughter, Nezuko's smile. That's gratitude in motion, anchoring to love even while the world burns. You don't need a near-death battle for this one. Just write down 1 thing that didn't go wrong today. Coffee counts. So does surviving another Zoom meeting. Because happiness doesn't wait for perfection. It grows wherever attention meets appreciation, even in ashes. That's habit number 2. Gratitude. The mind's way of saying, I still have something worth fighting for. We all chase that feeling of being alive, but somewhere along the way, we confused pleasure with purpose. We traded meaning for stimulation, comfort for direction. And when the buzz fades, we call it unhappiness. Psychologist Michael Steger calls this eudaimonic happiness, joy that comes from meaning, not momentary excitement. Pleasure gives dopamine. Purpose gives depth. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing why you do what you do, even when it hurts. Rengoku stands against Akaza, ribs shattered, lungs collapsing. He's smiling, not because he's winning, but because he knows why he's fighting. For others, for tomorrow, that's happiness through alignment. So no, your destiny probably isn't hiding in the For You page, but your why might be sitting quietly in the work you keep avoiding. Habit number 3, find purpose bigger than pleasure. Tie your effort to meaning, not mood, because pleasure ends when the moment does. But purpose carries you when motivation dies. And once you find that kind of clarity, you'll realize happiness isn't just feeling good, it's feeling right. You ever notice how easy it is to turn cold after getting hurt? You start telling yourself you don't care anymore, that shutting down is growth, but indifference doesn't protect you. It just isolates you. Habit number 4 is compassion. Neuroscientists Gene DeCidi and Philip Jackson found that empathy activates the same reward centers as joy. When you choose understanding over anger, your brain releases oxytocin, the calm chemical. So compassion doesn't drain you, it regulates you. Tanjiro kneels beside a defeated demon, sees the human beneath the monster. He doesn't justify the pain, he just refuses to let hate define him. That's not softness, that's mastery. You don't have to kneel beside a demon to try this. Sometimes compassion is just not sending the text you wrote in rage. Forgiveness isn't approval, it's efficiency, reclaiming energy from resentment. That's habit number 4. Compassion as armor. The strongest people don't feel less, they feel deeply and still choose grace. Everyone wants to change their life until it's time to do something boring every day. Motivation is exciting. Discipline, suspiciously quiet. But here's the paradox. Happiness doesn't come from chasing variety. It comes from building stability. Psychologist Angela Duckworth calls this grit. Sustained effort toward long-term goals. Not flashy, not glamorous, just consistent. Grit literally trains your brain to find peace and repetition. The more predictable your rhythm, the calmer your mind becomes, and that calm is sustainable happiness. Tanjiro training under Urokodaki. Cut after cut, day after day. No applause, no shortcuts, just him, the mountain, and breath. He doesn't become stronger because he's motivated. He becomes stronger because he's consistent. Your version might be less mountain training and more get out of bed without checking your phone. But it's the same principle. Discipline isn't punishment. It's structure for freedom. That's habit number 5. Discipline equals freedom. Because when you can lead yourself, you stop waiting for motivation to show up. You ever notice how uncomfortable silence feels now? Like the second things get quiet, your brain starts screaming, "Quick, check something!" We live in a world terrified of its own thoughts. But habit number 6 is solitude. Because the happiest minds aren't the loudest. They're the ones that can sit in silence and stay whole. A study found that spending time alone intentionally boosts emotional regulation and creativity. Solitude activates the part of your brain that helps you process, reflect, and understand your story. Tanjiro sits alone after battle, sword at his side. The night still around him. No music, no motion, just breath. That's not loneliness. That's clarity. That's how he finds his strength before every storm. You don't need a mountain for this. Just 10 quiet minutes without headphones. Let your brain catch its breath. Because solitude isn't retreat, it's a return to the version of you that isn't drowned out by noise. That's habit number 6. Solitude is strength. Because once you're comfortable in silence, you stop mistaking noise for purpose. Everyone says they want to be happy, but what most of us really mean is we want life to stop hurting. We treat pain like a glitch, something to fix, avoid, numb, scroll past, but pain isn't a malfunction. It's data. It's how the brain learns resilience. That's habit number 7. Learn from pain. Psychologist Mark Seary found that moderate, repeated adversity actually increases resilience and long-term well-being. Pain forces growth. It reshapes the brain's adaptive circuits. It's life's most uncomfortable teacher, but it's also most effective. Tanjiro kneels beside Rengoku as the sun rises. He's wrecked, body, spirit, everything. But instead of despair, he finds gratitude. Because Rengoku didn't die defeated. He died fulfilled. And Tanjiro carries that flame forward. That's how pain becomes legacy. You don't need a flaming sword to learn this. Sometimes it's heartbreak, rejection, or burnout. But if you're paying attention, that pain's not the end. It's your beginning. That's habit number 7, pain as a teacher. Because happiness isn't the absence of suffering. It's the wisdom you build from surviving it. 7 habits, 7 small, quiet revolutions: breath, gratitude, purpose, compassion, discipline, solitude, and pain. Simple, uncomfortable, transformative. Happiness isn't hiding in a book or retreat. It's in the habits we were too impatient to keep. So, next time life gets loud, don't go Googling how to be happy fast. Just breathe, slow in, slow out. That's cheaper than therapy and doesn't come with the side effects. Because every breath, every act of gratitude, every small moment of courage, they're not steps toward happiness. They are happiness in motion.